and it's recording now. So turn around, Steve, and say hi.
Hello, everyone. Hello, you pod people. We're in a radio studio right here.
Yes.
It's old school.
Yes. And so I'll come over here and say hi.
Okay.
And people can't really hi. Oh, here we go. Hi. People can't understand how small the room is. So
well, when you shoot it from back there, it looks much larger.
Oh, yes.
The some of the stuff you've done previously.
Yes.
0.5, so it makes it stretch out.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you know, I actually have this one, but then they'd see my head. You don't want to see my big head.
1 minute.
So wave again.
Hello, everybody. This is Phil Woolley, and you're listening to KNVC 95.1 FM and knvc.org. For those of you outside of the radio,
The doorbell is ringing.
I
better go answer.
Someone's knocking at the door.
Somebody's wanting to get in.
We're listening to Carson Rural Communities, and Steve Funk just had to go answer the door just now.
Yeah, we heard that
Hello.
doorbell ringing.
How are
So, hello, Mr.
I
Phil.
double
Hello,
booked
Miss
this.
CJ.
I got to do a half an hour
I'm
segment on
doing
the air with
pretty
this
good.
team.
It's noon.
Well,
Oh, you want to hang out?
you know,
Yeah. Well, that's
it's
what you're here
supposed to
for,
be
actually.
up to 81
Come on
degrees
in.
today.
Oh, really?
Isn't that going to be nice?
Dude, I am
It's
ready
really
for it. I am
nice.
ready for it.
So let's see. We have another guest coming to visit us too.
Well, what we actually have is a guest who will eventually be a host.
Oh, yay!
Yay! Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to Tamara Nance. Tamara,
Hi.
this is CJ
Hello.
and Phil.
Hello, Tamara.
Hi.
They're the team here on Carson Rural Communities Radio.
Nice.
And Tamara's going to be joining us. And, well, you could ask her what she's going to do if you want.
Well, Tamara, what do you plan to do?
I plan on doing a half-hour recorded show, educational on mental health topics.
Oh, that is awesome.
That's my plan.
When you're going to start?
As soon as I can. I mean, she can.
We can start right now. If you want.
No, this hour is not set up for that.
Yes. And so with that being said, I want to introduce our dear friend and general manager, Mr. Steve Funk. How
Hello.
are you?
I am making it day by day
That's good.
with the help of the great people who are part of this all-volunteer team at KNVC, and that includes both you, CJ, and you, Phil. You guys do
Thank you.
tremendous work, and your love of your community shows through everything you do in this little studio. We love it.
Oh, thank you so much. And you know what, Phil? You probably don't know that Steve was part of KTHX FM 100.1.
That is true. The legendary, what we called it, AAA radio back then. It was adult, active alternative radio. And before that, I studied radio at UNR.
Right, yes.
And I was a part of the team at KUNR in the early days.
Yes.
And then from there, I had a radio show on KOZZ from 1977 until 1980, almost 1990. That was fun and really popular. It's a rock radio show. We were a ripping good rock station back in those days.
And you're part of the Wabusca Yachting Club band.
Yes, my band. Well, my wife and I had a duo that we did together, which was called Sage and Honey. That was one side project. And then the band, the Wabuska Yachting Club, there's a story behind the name, of course, is a 6-piece band that covers everything from New Orleans music to singer-songwriter to classic rock and pop and jazz. So, we're 6 musicians of experience.
Yes.
We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Who just love to play together, and we don't do it to make money or anything like that. It's a fun thing. We get together once a week, and we make music together, and we perform occasionally in the public.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And so then you came over to the historical Adams House.
Right.
And you've steered the radio station to that wonderful style of different types of music.
I've got to say that it was largely there when I got here.
Ah, okay.
Because the original team included, of course, the founder of the radio station, Joe McCarthy, who was a former executive director of the Brewery Arts Center and a former economic development director of Carson City. And when he retired, looking for a hobby, and he learned about community radio. And he actually called me at that time because we were friends. And he called me and says, I don't know anything about radio. What is the deal with this? And so I kind of gave him the inside scoop and showed him how to make the process work through the Federal Communications Commission to get the license and the permitting and all that kind of stuff and get it together. And he then went ahead and did it with our program director, Joe Bly, and also a fellow named Brian Behuth, who had been a local journalist of renown. And the idea then was to keep it, very newsy. But over the years, the community says what a community radio station is going to be. And we have great news elements on the radio station, but mostly it's about you guys sharing your interests when it comes to community and music.
And that's how I met you.
That's how we met.
I came to visit you one day and told you what I wanted to do for
and I was
rural communities.
To hear what you wanted to do, because it fit right into my vision for the radio station, right? And that includes community engagement, and what you guys bring to the table is really important.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So what do you see in the future for everybody with that crystal ball?
Well, let's see here. So, it's a little hazy. There's a lot of not very much certainty in what's happening right at the moment.
Oh, sure.
No,
there really ever.
Well, there's an excellent question, because the world is a changing and completely befuddling existence, right?
I thought I was about to have to hit that button there.
That's a nice way.
Oh,
it's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, right. So the point being is that for the future of the radio station right now, we are mostly concerned with where will we continue to broadcast from the end of June forward.
Yes.
And the story behind that, do you want to hear the whole story behind that?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. So the story behind that is Joe McCarthy, our founder, had a great relationship with some of the members of the board of the Carson Tahoe Hospital Foundation, a great organization in our community that brings a lot of people together around health issues and community. And so he learned at the time that this house that we're in now, the Adams House, the historic 103-year-old craftsman here at 990 North Minnesota Street, was empty. It had been donated to the hospital by the Adams family when they decided that they didn't need it anymore. And also because it was like, the parcel is right next to what the hospital already owns here between Mountain and Division Street, and between Fleischman and Washington. And so when he found out the building was empty, he went to his friends on the board and said, hey, I want to put my radio station in here. Well, they had already formed an agreement with the Brewery Arts Center to have an arts and culture facility of some sort in this building. And the Brewery Arts Center went, well, that's perfect. A radio station is a great way of promoting arts and culture. And the hospital agreed, and the board agreed. And so we forged an agreement that was very helpful to getting a small nonprofit organization like ours off the ground without a whole lot of cost. So, I mean, they did a great favor for the radio station. But now, 8 years later, the whole world has changed. It tends to do that. And so now they need to sell this property, and they have it on the market. and they're showing it through one of the local real estate companies, and we thought we could buy it. Well, at least we dreamed we could buy it. We never really thought we could. We just dreamed that it could happen. And it might have, but it would have been a very last minute sort of thing. And we got a little cold feet on that. So we decided that given the situation, the age of the house, the maintenance costs, the fact that we could look forward into the future and see that it was just going to be beyond our means to really maintain a historic building as a small local listener-supported nonprofit radio station. Yeah, right. It's just not practical. So our use agreement with the hospital and the Brewery Arts Center is over at the end of June. So between now and then, we're going to move. And we raised a good deal of money, thanks to the community, to buy the house. And that money now will be repurposed to making the move happen. And we're working on that. If you want details, we can talk about it, or we just leave it. Yeah, we're working on that. In fact, we should have, I'm hoping that we'll have an announcement by the end of next week as to where we're actually going to land. Okay. We're in the in conversations with a couple of different local community groups and business development organizations to put us in a really cool place. So there are some options out there. We're working through them to get to the best result.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's been some kind of hard decisions to make there in some cases.
Yeah, they really are. But I must say that this community is so good to us and to itself, really. I mean, we treat ourselves pretty well in Carson City. It's part of being a small town. It's still having that kind of small town feel, right? People, when they hear about a problem a neighbor's having, they want to come together and help out. Right. And that's kind of where the situation we've been in. And so some people who own property and have developable property in town have come to us and said, hey, maybe we can help you. And so we're working through all those details with those organizations. And like I said, by the end of next week, fingers crossed, we'll be able to make an announcement as to where we'll move.
All right.
That'll be great.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
Looking forward to making that happen, because right now the uncertainty in front of us is just killing me.
Yeah, for everybody too.
Right. Well, we're not the only uncertainty in the world right now.
Yeah.
It's like everything is uncertain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, I'm going to show you this picture.
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
That's a fabulous poster that our volunteer, who is also the host of our Saturday night show, Just Punk Enough, Andy Harrison. Andy is a master musician and also graphic artist, and he designed this beautiful poster for our fundraising event that we're having next Friday here at the Adams House. We're having a benefit house party. So we're going to rock the neighborhood over here. Well,
I'll be there to help out.
Because what it is, Anstey's coming to town. He's a member of a band called the Trailer Park Troubadours. Many folks here are familiar with them because they've performed here many times.
Yes.
They travel the country and they laud the experience of homegrown living from people who grew up in trailer parks. And I'm one of those kids. I was a trailer park kid here in Carson City and when I was in high school. And their music really resonates with me. But Anstey right now is just traveling around doing good work, because what he wants to do is just go to different towns and play to help people raise money. And when he heard about our situation, he reached out to me because, I've interviewed him on the air a number of times in the past and things like that. So we have a little bit of a relationship. And he reached out to me and he said, can I help? I said, dang, brother. Of course you can. So there you go. So, right. And again, this is a town where that kind of magic happens.
That's right.
But so he got a hold of me and he said, I'll come to town and I'll play, and you decide everything. I don't want no big deal, no business mess involved in it. Just pay my way and I'll come and help you raise some money.
Isn't that
that's
nice?
where we're at.
Wow.
And it's sold out. It's sold out.
It's sold out. So it's at 6 p.m. on the 18th.
Right.
Right here.
Right here in our backyard.
In the backyard.
Because, we have this beautiful backyard.
Yes, all the daffodils are starting to blossom.
And the Russian sage is going to start coming out pretty quick.
It'll be beautiful.
We're going to have 75 people in the backyard. And there'll be our friends at the Artsy Fartsy Art Gallery are bringing over art by local artists, a whole bunch of a great variety of art from local artists.
Yeah.
And all of that will be available to purchase, and the money will help the radio station and make our move to our new location. We'll also have a raffle. A lot of local businesses who support the radio station have given us, things to give away through a raffle.
Isn't
So
that
the
cool?
tickets the people got include a raffle ticket, and it's just going to be fun. There'll be food and all that as well. It's going to be a perfectly good time. And I'm sorry, folks, friend, if you didn't get your tickets for this one, we'll do it again sometime. As soon as we get moved into our new location, we'll have a big house party. We'll have a house warming party. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And just off the wall here now, I started drawing the pattern to make the stained glass for the radio station for when we move. And it's going to take some time to get that together, but I am working on that.
You are an artist of renown, and you work with glass.
Glass and mosaics.
Yeah, right. In fact, you do some very interesting work, I got to say. I've seen a few of your pieces.
Thank you.
It's fun stuff.
Thank you.
Lots of the materials come from just about everywhere. Don't
Anywhere.
They? Yeah, right.
Pick it off the ground and I can use it.
and we'll take our famous little neon sign that hangs in the lobby, and we'll hang that on the outside of our new building.
That'll be cool.
It'll be cool.
It'll be awesome. Yeah. And so, we've got about 5 more minutes, and I wanted to just tell everyone about the Adams house. I repeat it every week because I'm fascinated with it.
Have you done some research?
Yes.
Okay.
So this house was originally from the Sears and Roebuck catalog. Now, a lot of the folks who are younger than us are not familiar with the way the Sears and Roebuck catalog looked.
It was the Amazon of the past.
It was, but it was in book form. It was probably the size of War and Peace.
Yeah, 3 or 4 inches thick.
Yes.
Right.
And I used to love to look at it.
And you could buy anything and everything.
I know.
Right.
It was like the traveling salesman.
Right.
But it was a book. And so whenever you ordered it, it wasn't going to come to you 2 days later. It was weeks. A month to 6 weeks, and the house took quite some time to get in. And then later on, I just did some other research about it, that it took a while for it to come in, but still had to build it.
Yes.
Right. So you still had to assemble it.
Right.
So it's like today's modern day prefab homes.
Yeah. And of course, DeWitt Adams, who was the fellow who bought it.
Yes.
Who was there was a farmhouse here at the time. These were all open fields in this part of Carson City.
Yes.
And there was a farmhouse here, and the farmhouse was pretty ramshackle, hadn't really been, built with any long-term stability in mind. And so he took it down and built on top of the foundation, the rock and rubble foundation that this building sits on, this place. And he added so many personal flares to it that it has a character all its own, even though it's a kit house. It has a really beautiful and warm character of its own.
Absolutely gorgeous. Inside, the wood is beautiful. Yeah. It has that built-in, I call it a buffet server, but
it's kind of a hutch thing that's built in there.
A built-in hutch, and then the milk glass. I'm fascinated with glass, so the milk glass chandeliers always kind of intrigued me a bit. I noticed one is cracked, and I'm wondering if that could ever be replaced.
You'll have to show me where.
Okay,
that
like
may have happened during the earthquake we had recently, right? Because the earthquake did shake this house up a little bit and cracked a wall as well. So that possibly could have happened then.
Yeah, that was a little shaker and a half.
I'm just hoping that whoever ends up buying this little house and taking it over and doing whatever they'll do with it understands the magical nature of it and treats it that way. The real estate company, they just had their most recent showing yesterday. They brought by some folks who were looking to turn it into a boutique retail location. Oh. So something fun, I think, will happen here.
Yes.
It's not the kind of a place where, I guess it could be a dentist's office or a doctor's office, possibly.
Yes.
Because it is like certain historical society rules you have to adhere to for houses like this up here on the west side.
There are rules like that, and you have to deal with that, and I'm not going to go into the details of the rules because actually, they're a little fuzzy because there are a number of different organizations that control that, and each of them has kind of a different view. In some organizations say, well, yes, you can do this and that, and then another will say, no, you can't. So you have to, there's a lot of,
workaround.
Yeah, a lot of workarounds you're going to have to come up with.
Yeah. It's really cool. When you walk in through the front door, the first thing I felt when I walked in for the first time is, wow, this feels like home. I did.
Because it was a home.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I actually felt like home.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. So.
Yeah. When Joe took over the building, one of the first things he had to do was put in a bathroom that was reasonable, right? Because it had a lot of old fixtures in it. And this wall here behind me didn't exist at that time. This room was larger than that, but that we sacrificed part of that to build the facility.
Yeah, and
for
you got
folks.
a cool dungeon room in the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dungeon room.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the big stone, what was the ice box back in the day, right?
Yes.
That you would put big blocks of ice that they would cultivate out of the Sierra down there and keep your fruits and vegetables and meats safe to eat.
It's like my
Kind of like
favorite
a
part of
cold.
the house.
Yeah, nowadays we've got all of our technology in there, and the HVAC is in there, and we store everything that we have to take out in the market when we do things live. You know, again, I'm going to miss this place. I really am.
Yeah.
But I am absolutely confident that the new facility that we get into will be larger and it will serve our needs better. We'll have the ability, if everything goes the way I want it to, we'll have the ability to either, well, possibly work with other nonprofits, give some of the space to other nonprofits to share with them. And I also have this idea about a modern communications education center, a place where the community can come and learn about media, can learn about how to execute on a podcast or how to better communicate on social media. Because I think one of our biggest problems in this world right now is the fact that we approach social media in ways that are non-productive. And if people had a little better education about how to treat one another in social media, I think we would all benefit from the knowledge that we could and the community that we could share with a better way of communicating. So that is a goal of mine, something we'll be working towards.
Sounds like really
Great.
cool stuff.
Yeah, because the future presents so many great options. We'll be better. No matter what happens here, we've had a wonderful run in this little home. The next phase is about to begin. New beginnings are like they're the places where great things can begin to happen. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
One chapter closes and a new chapter opens.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll give you guys a little more room to move around in.
That would be wonderful.
We're kind of in a little closet
Thank
almost
you.
right here.
Kind of, sort of.
Most people have a closet in their house, a walk-in closet bigger than this room.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Steve, thank you so much for visiting us. I know you're going to come back after we get settled into our new digs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we'll chat some more. And so.
And the fact that you guys bring such great perspective about what's happening outside of the city limits of Carson City.
Yes.
I think that you're doing a wonderful service for the community, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll start lots of good trouble.
There you go.
So I'm going to let you know that we have a new email address for Carson Rural Communities. I finally sat down and got that together, and it is carsonruralcommunities@gmail.com. So if you ever wanted to send us some information about an event that you're having, give us a couple of weeks, because sometimes we run out of time to get all the information out because there's so much that's happening. Gone are the days of Lyon County and Story County kind of being like these sleepy areas. They're awake and they have all these wonderful events. And now that we walked into 81 degrees today, supposedly. I mean, we're starting to get warmer and more events are going to happen. You have graduation coming up for all the different schools. There's just so much going on in our rural communities right now. So I'm all happy about that.
Yay.
So, yes. So I'm going to start. So on Friday and Saturday, that's tomorrow and Saturday, is the Dayton Valley Branch Library Spring Book Sale. On Friday, it's from 9 to 5, and on Saturday, it's from 9 to 2. And if you're not familiar with where the library is, the address is 321 Old Dayton Valley Road.
Lots of the senior center.
Yes, exactly. And then Lyon County Sheriff's Search and Rescue is hosting a bingo night on the 12th. The doors open at 4. This is going to be in Yerington at the street address is 124 North Main Street. Where is that on Main Street? Are you familiar with that?
Sure.
Okay, it doesn't say the name of the place. So there's going to be prizes, a silent auction, raffles, and this event is for the Project Life Vest, Save a Child's Life. So again, that's on the 12th, and the doors open at 4 p.m. and the address is 124 North Main Street in Yerington. And then let's see. We're going to be busy on Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah.
There is a spring crafts and drafts event on the 12th at McHopper's Brew Company. And I'm going to give you the street address. It looks like I have this printed in black and white, so it's kind of hard to see one of the numbers, but it looks like 396 US Highway 95A, alternate south. And so it's at McHopper's Brew Company. And it says one of the area's largest gatherings of local handmade craft artisans and vendors, food trucks, our own brews, live music featuring the teacher band, open mic, and it's presented by the Fernley Aces. There's a kids fun zone presented by the Boys and Girls Club of Fernley. So that's coming up. Let's see. Here we go. Again on the 12th again. Boy, that's a busy day. It says, I love chili. This is at the Dayton Valley Dog Park. It's the annual pet blessing and chili feed. That's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's this Saturday. Chili will be a single bowl for a $5 donation, or all you can eat for $10 or more if you want to donate more. Chips and drinks are included. All proceeds benefit the Dayton Valley Dog Park, which is entirely run by volunteers, just like us.
Awesome dog park.
Oh, yeah. Awesome dog
My
park.
dog loves it.
I'll have to take Winston there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Go take them this Saturday.
Winston is our little, I guess, mascot around here these
yes,
days.
he's our mascot.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a cute dog. So, all right. I keep saying it's my favorite thing coming up. This is on the 26th, and I don't think everything's put in right order, but anyway, on the 26th. Yeah, you know, if you like viewing the stars and like the telescopes and things like that. Yes, at Lahontan, the Cosmos in the Desert. So April the 26th, the event starts at 8 and goes through midnight. That's at Lahontan State Park, beach number 3. I did contact the Davis Observatory here at Western Nevada Community College, and they are going to be there too. And I'm hoping to chat with them before we do the event, because I know they're going to be super busy that day. One thing to remind everyone, don't bring your flashlights. Please bring the little red lights, because of the light. You know, every time you turn on your flashlight, it adds more time before our eyes get acclimated to seeing the stars.
Also, no adult beverages at this event.
Yes, no adult beverages. So go back to your tent. Yes, yes. And then on the 26th, also from 10 to 2 p.m. is National Drug Take Back Day. So if you have any unused drugs or expired drugs, again, that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's going to be at several locations. At the Dayton Smiths, the Silver Springs General Dollar, Yerington Rayleigh's, and Virginia City, it says 205 South C Street. And this is also sponsored by the Healthy Communities Coalition, as well as the Sheriff's Office. And I'm sorry, this is in black and white, so I can't see the pretty little pictures, but I'm sure it's from all the different Sheriff's offices. Yep, exactly.
Drugs out of groundwater.
Yes. See, I need to put more ink in my my printer. So Wild Horse Connection and Lease Resistance Training Concepts will be having a fundraiser dinner on May the 17th. That will be at the Dayton Community Center, which is on Pike Street. And the doors open at 5 p.m. We are going to have, prior to this event, we are going to have the Lease Resistance Training Concepts come and chat with us to tell us more about it. So stay tuned, okay? And then let's see. We're still waiting with bated breath for Pizza Factory in Silver Springs to open up. You have no idea. It's like this, if you can envision 5 years ago, the Four Corners, going down Highway 50, meeting up with 95A. Okay, it was literally 4 corners.
Right.
It's no longer. So now you could go around in a circle now. So anyway, Pizza Factory will be in Silver Springs, and you'll be going around in circles to park because parking is kind of tight in that area. But I'm so glad they're going to open up. Lahontan State Park will appreciate that too. So yes. And then let's see. We have morton.cincy.us. And so Cincy is SCENTSY for Cincy Candles. They're doing a fundraiser for the Dayton High School for their Safe and Sober Night. Now, that's just one that I have on here right now. The high school has several fundraisers going on right now to help them with Safe and Sober Grad Night.
Do you post all these great events on your own the Carson Rural Communities Facebook?
I try my darndest to, and when I get them, I try to get them.
So that's one place people can go double check your work.
Exactly.
Oh, cool.
They can double check my work. Exactly. And so with that being said, I have a whole bunch more, but we're running out of time. So Steve, again, thank you so much for coming to visit us. I know you're a busy man. I know you are.
No, it was a great pleasure to be here. And for Tamara, did you learn something today?
So this is the studio, right?
Yeah, right. So you learned that at least.
Yes.
Well, we're off to a good start then.
Thank you.
Yes, you bet.
Thank you, too. I'm so glad you got to come. And if you ever need help, let us know. We're still learning. We have lots of bloops and blunders.
Good, thank you.
Happy Thursday, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
All right. So look at that camera over there and say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Wait, bye-bye. There we go. Bye-bye. I should have picked Winston up and put him up to the camera.
We'll get him next time.